Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic to have you here. This is episode 5 of the Steel vs. Stelter competition. Will smoked me on the last one, making throwing stars, and so what is the challenge today?
Today we're going to take these little mini sand mine Damascus billets, and we're going to forge ourselves some push daggers in 2 hours and 30 minutes.
2 hours and 30 minutes, forging push daggers. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a challenge. This is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us. Before we jump into the video, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is Aero. They make a wireless network system that means that you can have strong Wi-Fi connectivity all the way around your house. You never have to worry about where you are and how strong your Wi-Fi signal is anymore with Aero. And you can get $100 off a package that includes their Aero base unit, 2 beacons, and a year of Aero Plus to keep you and your family safe on the internet. When you go to aero.com/forge, that is EERO.com/forge, and use code FORGE at checkout. Thank you, Aero, for sponsoring the video. Let's start the challenge. Our time starts now. We're both going to be in the forge at the same time. I've got my steel in the fire.
Alright, I've got my design finished up. I'm guessing that my billet is getting hot, about to be...
Time to take the first welding heat.
I'm gonna go hot cut off the end of my billet, get it ready to start forging in that point. And then I'll start fullering in and yeah.
Okay, so here's the general idea with my design. I have this hole in the handle area to reduce weight, also make it look nice and pretty. The way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna punch a slot, I'm gonna forge it round, and then I'm gonna forge it to final shape. This is gonna be a punching and drifting and then forging operation. This here has a 120mm inside circumference, which means I need a 38mm diameter. I'm gonna make some 35 by 8mm flat stock first. So here's what I've done. I ground down the sides. That's usually where we get the most problems with the weld. I also cut off the end. So now time to do a little more forging on it and then punch and drift the hole for that handle.
So I've got the beginning of my point forged out. I'm still gonna flatten down that blade a little bit more, get it a little bit thinner, and then I'm gonna go into the grinding room and texture up the sides of the blade so that when I forge it out, that sand mine has some nice flowy lines to it.
Okay, what I'm doing now is I am punching the hole, ready to drift and forge it out open.
I might not be hot cutting off enough material.
You think you might have cut it a little short?
Yes, I think that.
Uh-oh. That hole is starting to open up. I'm taking it nice and slow so I don't tear it apart.
I've got my piece hot cut off. I'm gonna start forging down that handle shape into the shape that I want it to be.
I'm now gonna cut off the end and we're gonna forge that out some.
I wasn't intending, I wanted to make this even, but there is a very, many push daggers actually have the handle off to one side so that it fills up your hand a little bit differently. It's an actual thing.
Oh yeah?
It really is.
Just like making it look rustic and handmade.
Yes.
I've used that one before. So you saw on my piece, I necked down where that's gonna go between the fingers. My next step is to enlarge that hole by using a bottle opener forging trick. We're gonna take that hole, put it on the horn of this anvil, my great-grandfather's French anvil. We're gonna start forging it open using the hammer.
Okay, so I am done with forging at this point. I'm just gonna move to the grinder because I'm a lot better at that than I am at forging. I'm gonna start by cutting off a bit from the tip and then profiling it and then flattening everything down and then coming back out here for heat treat. So I'm going to make up some copper scales to put on my push dagger. I'm gonna rivet it on using more 1/4" copper. I think it's gonna look really nice.
Hour and 26 minutes left. I'm making pretty good progress over here. I've started shaping that little handle area, getting it down into its final shape. Soon we're gonna cut it off, forge that point out, and we're gonna have ourselves a very nice as forged piece ready for some grinding.
I'm now ready to start profiling now that it's cooled down. So I'm gonna go ahead and start shaping this thing up.
This forged out. That is one cool looking push dagger. I'm now gonna thermal cycle and then heat treat this. I'm gonna harden and temper this before I even touch it to a grinder. That way, hopefully once that's done, it's all grinding, nothing else. Okay, so I've turned down the forge. It's a little bit cooler. This should be good for thermal cycling. We also have the Paragon oven hot in case we wanna use it to harden anything. Okay, this will, oh, that's a hot normalizing cycle, but this will have to do. I'm gonna let that cool down in air. How's it going, Will? How's yours going?
Good, I just did a test etch to see where exactly the core is on here so I can get some nice bevels centered with the sand mine.
And that's for the aesthetics of the piece, because obviously we've got good steel everywhere.
Exactly, but
well,
there it is.
Freaky looking, that's cool. Yeah, a little mini gladius, I like that.
Exactly.
Awesome, I'm doing my normalizing cycle on mine. I'm gonna harden and temper it before doing any grinding.
Ouch.
No, because I forged it really close. An hour and 8 minutes to heat treat, grind, finish, and etch this. This is gonna be tough. Normalizing cycle number 2. I've hardened it, I'm now gonna draw back the temper. This is exciting! Push daggers are illegal in the UK, so this is extra fun. Time to cool it off and arrest the temper.
I've got my bevels ground, learned how to hollow grind real quick, so I did some very short stubby hollow grinds on there, and now it's on to heat treat. Okay, I almost forgot, I need to drill pinholes in this. All right, it's a little sketch, but it's gonna have to do. Maybe I'll finish that one after heat treat. I'll temper it back.
Check this out.
At least it's not carbide. Wow.
Isn't that
That's
cool?
looking pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Time for me to start grinding. roughed in. I'm now going to clean this up on 60 grit, grind my bevels, and hopefully I'll be pretty close to having this finished.
Blade's getting hot. I've got my rough handle scales cut out, ready for profiling. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it out, quench it, then I'll temper it, and then I'm gonna leave forge scale on the blade from heat treat and just sharpen the tip of it, because that's the only part that you actually use on a push dagger. And then after that, I'll drill the holes in the handle scales, shape them, and then I'll be done. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start shaping the tops of this. That way I can just slap them on and I'll be ready to go once that is out of the heat treat. Here's a fun tip. Don't put a hot push dagger in your hand. Did I just... Oh my gosh. I just broke a step drill. Here we go. I can tap both of these together now. Just kidding, it's really hot. All right, into the grinding room to fit these scales up. Time is up! There we go! Time is up! Woo! Oh man.
That was 30 minutes. No, 3 hours.
Felt like 30 minutes.
Woo! 3 hours. Like that. I am very happy with this.
Awesome.
How's yours?
I'm liking it.
Oh my goodness, that's cool.
Kind of beefy. It weighs a ton. Man, yours weighs like 1/8 of what mine weighs.
It does.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
That is super cool.
Well, should we show them what we came up with?
I think so.
Firstly, this is just mind-blowing. We got to this point in the test. We have a pork shoulder with the bone in, and what is harrowing is just how horrifyingly effective this is.
There's zero resistance.
Zero resistance.
With either of ours.
You go straight to your knuckles, and what's horrifying is that this is a very... It's a pig.
Very close to what it would feel like to punch a person.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Just to show you in real time, that's no joke, the damage that that can do. But there's a bone in here, so what we're now gonna do is we're gonna hit the bone and see how our tips hold up. Did you get it?
I did. My tip held up very well.
What on earth? There's just no resistance. The tip is fantastic.
There we go.
I think that that calls a great end. We're gonna get demonetized, Will. So on that gruesome note, be sure to head over to our Instagrams, me, Alec Steele, him, Will_Stelter, and go vote for who won. As we round out the video, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is Aero, designed to get you phenomenal Wi-Fi coverage across your home or your workshop, as well as keep you safe online. Wow, I'm done. That did not take me a very long time at all. So I now have the Aero devices set up all around the workshop, which means that they are now acting as a web that are strengthening each other to create a much stronger network through the entire workshop. It's as easy as plugging the stuff in. Ridiculous how simple that was. And the app is very simple to navigate to. I can see exactly what's connected at the time, and I can assign different devices to different profiles. And using Aero Plus, which is designed to keep you and your family safe while you're on the internet, I can turn on or off safe filters. You can filter out adult content, illegal or criminal content, or violent content, so that you can keep all of your family members safe online. You're also going to be getting a 1Password password subscription for up to 5 family members, so that you can safely share important passwords, as well as threat blocks, ad blocks, and content filters. You can make family profiles to make sure that you turn off the internet for certain people in your household at a certain time of day, so you make sure that between whatever time you specify, the Wi-Fi shuts off for their devices. And one of the most phenomenal things about Aero, which is just so rare, is that you can call them up and within 30 seconds you can be on the phone to an Aero expert. You can ask where in the house it is that you should set up your Aero devices, as well as help troubleshoot any issues you may have. Phenomenal customer service. So go grab yourself a phenomenal deal on the Aero base station and 2 beacons to extend your Wi-Fi range, as well as that added security of Aero Plus to keep you and your family safe. When you go to aero.com/forge and use code FORGE at checkout, you're gonna get $100 off that entire package, so check them out. It's just like getting Aero Plus free for a year. Thank you, Aero, for sponsoring this video and giving us a whole lot of Wi-Fi coverage across the entire workshop. Thank you guys for watching this competition. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to go vote on Instagram. It's been a pleasure as always. See you next time. Bye-bye.